Hey everyone, welcome back, or if you're just joining us, welcome to KSSP Podcast. I'm Spencer.
And I'm Katie. Today we're going to be talking about crack and cocaine. So first we've got an image here from Binghamton EDU, and we can see here the main interaction here is the dopamine transporter being blocked by the cocaine. And then we've got, dopamine coming out. We got the cocaine. We got the transmitting neuron, or that's the axon, right? The transmitting neuron is always the axon, I think.
Yeah.
The receiving neuron is the dendrite. I think I said that right. Is that what it's called? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since I've been to school. But yeah, so then we've got the dopamine receptors down here, and then the intensity of effect that shows. So, the common routes of administration. So for cocaine, typically people will either snort or inject it. Some people will smoke it with weed or lace weed with it or whatever. And then there's crack, which is typically either smoked or injected. And that's typically how people use those different drugs. No, they're the same drug, they're just made a little bit differently.
And then we'll be going over, again, the pharmacology here. So, it causes a blockade of the dopamine transporter protein. Cocaine binds tightly at the dopamine's transporter, forming a complex that blocks the transporter's function. So the dopamine transporter can no longer perform its reuptake function, and thus dopamine accumulates in the synaptic cleft. This ends up activating postsynaptic dopamine receptors, which makes the drug rewarding and promotes the compulsive use of cocaine. It also can affect certain serotonin or 5-HT receptors. It can antagonize the 5-HT3 receptor, and then the 5-HT2 receptor, particularly the subtypes 5-HT2A, 5-HT2B, and 5-HT2C, are involved in the locomotor activating effects of cocaine. Sigma receptors are also affected by cocaine. Specific receptors has been demonstrated to function on are MMDA and the D1 dopamine receptor. It can also block sodium channels, thereby interfering with the propagation of action potentials. It can act as a local anesthetic and also functions on the binding sites to the dopamine and serotonin sodium-dependent transport area as targets as separate mechanisms from its reuptake of those transporters. Cocaine has some target binding to the site of the kappa opioid receptor. And cocaine also causes vasoconstriction, thus reducing bleeding during minor surgical procedures. The important role of circadian mechanisms and clock genes and behavioral actions of cocaine. And then another effect is suppressing hunger and appetite by increasing co-localization of sigma. I don't know what that symbol is, but receptors in ghrelin GHS-R1A receptors at the neuronal cell surface, thereby increasing ghrelin-mediated signaling of satiety. Being hungry.
Yeah. All right, and then we're going to talk about a couple of the short-term effects. Hold on. So they may make the user feel euphoric, energetic, talkative, mentally alert, and hypersensitive to sight, sound, and touch. And it can also temporarily decrease the need for food and sleep. Some users find that it helps them perform simple physical and intellectual tasks more quickly, although others experience the opposite effect. Let's see here. And the Physiological effects include constricted blood vessels, dilated pupils, and increased body temperature, heart rate, and blood pressure. Large amounts can intensify the high, but also lead to bizarre, erratic, and violent behavior. Some users report feeling restless, irritability, anxiety, panic, and paranoia. And they may also experience tremors, vertigo, and muscle twitches. And then there's also severe medical complications that can occur, including cardiovascular effects like disturbances in heart rhythm and heart attacks, neurological effects including headache, seizures, stroke, and coma, and gastrointestinal complications including abdominal pain and nausea. In rare instances, sudden death can occur on the first use of cocaine or unexpectedly thereafter, and the deaths are often the arrest of cardiac arrest and seizures. And then many cocaine users also combine their use with alcohol, and the combination can be particularly dangerous. The two substances react to produce cocaethylene, which may potentiate the toxic effects of cocaine and alcohol on the heart. The combination of cocaine and heroin is also very dangerous. And this can lead to taking a high dose of heroin without realizing it. Because cocaine wears off sooner, this can lead to a heroin overdose, in which the user's respiration dangerously slows down or stops. So then what about long term? Let's see. So it can lead to increased irritability, restlessness, panic attacks, paranoia, and even full-blown psychosis, in which the individual loses touch with reality and experiences auditory hallucinations. Let's see. Regularly snorting cocaine can lead to a loss of smell, nosebleeds, problems swallowing, hoarseness, and overall irritation of the nasal septum, leading to a chronically inflamed runny nose. Smoking crack cocaine damages the lungs and can worsen asthma. And people who inject cocaine have puncture marks with tracks, as they're known, most commonly in their forearms, but they could be anywhere. And they're at risk of contracting infectious diseases like HIV and Hep C, and they may also experience allergic reactions. And it also damages many other organs in the body, reducing blood flow to the gastrointestinal tract, which can lead to tears and ulcerations. Many chronic users can lose their appetite and experience significant weight loss and malnourishment. It has significant and well-recognized toxic effects on the heart and cardiovascular system. And chest pain feels like a heart attack is common and sends many cocaine users to the emergency room. The use is linked to an increased risk of stroke, as well as inflammation of the heart muscle, deterioration of the ability of the heart to contract, and aortic ruptures. There have been reports of intracerebral hemorrhage or bleeding within the brain from long-term use, and balloon-like bulges in the walls of the cerebral blood vessels. Movement disorders, including Parkinson's disease, may also occur after many years of cocaine use. And studies suggest that a wide range of cognitive functions are impaired with long-term cocaine use, like sustaining attention, impulse inhibition, memory, making decisions involving rewards or punishments, and performing motor tasks. So those are some long-term effects. And then we have and that was for cocaine. And then we have the American Addiction Centers with the effects of crack use. Going to be similar, but a little different. So some of the potential dangers associated with using crack include lung damage, respiratory problems, increased blood pressure, tachycardia or racing heartbeat, and onset of psychotic symptoms. And because crack is produced in unregulated settings from cocaine of inconsistent purity and quality, The precise effects can vary greatly, but they generally include a euphoric rush, increased alertness, excited state, decreased appetite, dilated or enlarged pupils, increased heart rate, intense craving for another dose shortly after the high subsides. And though these can vary as widely as the positive effects listed above, commonly reported side effects include irritability, anxiety, headache, depression, aggressive paranoid behavior, abdominal pain, and sudden death due to heart attack or stroke. So that was everything about crack and cocaine that we wanted to mention. So join us in the next episode as we go over amphetamines and methamphetamines.
And as always, you can leave a comment below if you have any topics that you want to hear us go over in future episodes.
You can reach out to us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And we also occasionally Twitch live stream, so follow us there to get notified when we do.
And don't forget to give this video a like, as well as follow or subscribe to our other social media accounts, and then turn on notifications so that you get notified when our new content comes out. Otherwise, we will see you all in the next video.